Ian.
Yeah.
We know we love NFTs. We love the NFT.
Oh, we think they're the coolest.
We love they're the keenest. We love the non-fungible tokens. We love the massive use of energy for what is largely
and I love all the
pump and dump scams.
I love all the great use cases that can't be done with anything else. Those are really my favorite, is how useful. People constantly yell at me that NFTs are, they're useful. No, they're not.
And then you always follow up to, well, how many NFTs do you own, or you just like this technology from the outside looking in?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they all are invested in trying to pawn off the the greater fool behind them to spend more money on. That's all it is.
I used to set up a coffee station every Tuesday night for Excel Communications.
Oh, okay.
Which was they would rent out our catering space. Maybe it was twice a month. And I would go over to the catering space while I'm waiting tables. I'd set up a coffee station, put out some fucking Danish that had been thawing for, 24 hours out of the freezer, and set them up. But that was a multi-level marketing company.
Oh.
And the people,
also known as a pyramid scheme.
A pyramid scheme, yes. And the energy from those people, very weird energy, like toxic energy. I feel like it's fucked me up. It's probably poisoned my internal organs a little bit.
Like ultra positive and go get them.
It's the same sort of energy that I get from NFT people. Every person who was fucking sitting there selling bullshit cell phones for Excel is probably really into NFTs right now.
Because any rational person would look at this without this is how I always look at products. Could you market this just explaining what it is without marketing speak? You say, this is what this product is. Would you buy this or not? You can't do that with NFTs because when I try to explain NFTs and people never heard them, they're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Kickstarter tried. They were like, no, we're going to do this. We've created an entire FAQ, and the entire FAQ is just business speak in fucking buzzwords. There's literally no substance to it.
The same way Square Enix tried to put out that statement, which meant nothing.
Yep.
So this is the point. Not just the fact that it's worthless on the surface, it's also used to crime. It's
used to crime. Yes.
People steal art assets they don't own and mint their NFTs because there's no oversight. When you go to mint NFT, it's not like someone says, okay, you're allowed to do that. You have copyright to that image. No one does that. So now the news...
It's decentralized. I'm a cowboy until someone steals my apes.
So this slimeball company called Stake the Web went out and stole a bunch of YouTuber and influencer likenesses and imagery for their own NFT gain on the OpenSea market, obviously without permission.
Katakaris, Stephanie Sterling, Alana Pierce, and a special someone.
And Pat the NES punk. It was alerted to me a few days ago, and I'm like, what is this? This is before the article came out.
You know you've made it when you've had an illegal, unlicensed NFT?
Yeah, unlicensed. Illegal NFT made.
Illegal?
They took the Country Code Productions logo, but they didn't even get or source the PNG, so it was a black background. So it's like they probably cut it from one of my videos with a snipping tool and did it. If you see that, Ian, in the tweet, because these have been taken down. Someone went after them. We were going to go through the individual reactions. I haven't reacted to this officially yet. This is my official reaction. I got to tweet it out. Be like, oh, look, would you look at that? But what's nuts about this is that this had to be brought to people's attention. Otherwise, you would never have known about it.
Right.
And potentially this would get sold to people, and you don't know, like say for example, I don't know, someone spends, I don't know, what's my NFT worth? 25 cents, $1.50. Someone buys that with the hopes of saying, hey, this is the only Pat the NES punk NFT, and trying to sell it to the next idiot. And then who knows? I don't know how this stuff even works, Ian, where if you sell this to someone and then if your NFT is wiped off the platform because it's deemed illegal, do people get their money back if you've already bought it? My gut says no. That they're out of fucking luck when it comes to this stuff.
I don't think there's any money back, and there shouldn't be because it's for cowboys. We're unregulated.
So my NFT, before we get to the reaction, my NFT has a glittery jewel background, but it's just a black background. They didn't even clip out the black background, so it looks like shit to begin with. Not the art itself. The art is fine. Pat the NES punk on YouTube.
They didn't even capitalize it.
No, it's ridiculous. This might, I don't know if it was a bot. Then these motherfuckers have the gall to put a copyright copyright 2021, stake the web. Like they own the fucking copyright to my art. And then though, Ian, they blank out the U in YouTube because that's actually trademarked, that logo probably and copyrighted. So they're more afraid of that than obviously thinking they own the copyright to my art, which they don't. And these people are fucking scumbags. I mean, that's where I'm getting to. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
They do not.
When it comes to this, I should have commented on the time because I didn't know this was going to blow up. So, but then you want to talk about some of the other reactions from much larger YouTubers here?
I actually didn't see what their reactions were. I was going to talk about the other part about NFTs. Go ahead.
It's in the article. It's in the Eurogamer article.
Oh, okay.
Cat Icarus, Jim Caddick said, at least when it was discovered on his, at least if you stole my shit and tried selling it off, make it a t-shirt, a mug, a clock, a thing that you can use and enjoy. Showing off a profile picture for a collection you can just make yourself on a Facebook photo album is honestly a new level of pathetic. LOL. Right there. That was a reaction. And then there was a couple others here. You had Stephanie Sterling, at Jim Sterling. Frankly, not surprised that some freeloading leech turned my channel into an NFT. As gross as it is, I find it justifying. I did not consent to this. I do not want this, and it demonstrates everything I've said about how disrespectful and exploitative this market is. Scum.
Yep.
Maybe the worst one here from Alana Pierce. In extremely predictable news, I've just been informed that somebody has taken an image of me that I own, added a trademark porn logo to it, and minted it to sell for profit as an NFT. Naturally, I was not asked for permission. I cannot wait for the lawsuits. So this is the most disgusting one. I don't know if this is the same seller as the Stake the Web one, but they took the Blacked logo, which is a porn brand known for black men having sex with white women, and they slapped it on her picture. So not only is it illegal, it's disgusting and degrading that they did this on top. These people are the fucking lowest denominator you could think of to try to do this shit. It's awful. It's absolutely awful.
This was just a couple days after Troy Baker, one of the most well-known voice actors. One of the voice actors do great work, but I would say not a ton of them are household names. I think Troy Baker is a name that most people are at least somewhat familiar with in video games. Did Last of Us. Now I'm, of course, blanking on other games that he did.
I'll look it up.
But he came out and said that he was partnering with VoiceVerse NFT to explore new ways where together we might bring new tools to new creators to make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IPs they created. Just a bunch of fucking marketing buzz speak. I swear to God, this shit must just be copy pasted. We all have a story to tell. You can hate or you can create. What will it be? Is what he said. The backlash was swift.
Oh boy, did you see the top? Who had the top response? Our pal Matt McMuscles.
Yeah,
top response there.
What a massive absolute L. Yes, it's true. And so this is for to explain this one a little bit further. This is for buying the NFT of someone's voice because then you can use it in the metaverse and you can talk like them. People are selling this shit on fucking nothing. I mean, this is hocus pocus. It doesn't exist.
That's what what the hell Meta with Facebook is trying to push this future VR world that we're going to be living in. They're trying to. This is a part of that,
and people are jumping onto and like trying to sell things for it that don't like you.
No one's bought onto this.
This is not actually. That's not feasible. Like you can't do that. They're saying, oh, you can use this in the metaverse. You can use this voice in your game. No, you can't. It's just the way people talk about this shit and enacting it. They have no idea how games or platforms or computers work. They just think the NFT is fucking magic. So
Chuck Huber got ratioed, and in response, welcome to the weird world of NFT hate, and he got ratioed.
Yeah.
Another big response. Troy, this is from Mossball. Troy, this is not about hate. NFTs are unethical. They have a severe impact on the environment and are creating a massive shortage in chips, computer parts, etc. Do you know how NFTs are mined? Have you done research on any of this? I guess it means more minted cryptos are mined, but it's the same sort of point. You need a lot of computing power,
right,
for this stuff. You still to put this stuff together. Do you know? This is from this is someone that's verified. Chris Pollock. Did you know you can just not exploit people looking for an easy way to get rich? It's actually incredibly easy to just not do that. And that's the problem, is that when you're showing us these NFT schemes, they're all connected to selling something for monetary gain. And there's no explanation about what happens down the road with this stuff.
They love to use these terms like, oh, it's for creatives. How? No, it's not any of that. You're just trying to force sell a pyramid scheme. It's all about money.
Lance says you can hate or you can create as a response. No, you can simply choose not to add your value into an embarrassing, backward-ass garbage technology that exists only to suck money from the pockets of ignorant fools. And there's more, obviously. There's more responses. But the point is this, is that you have a very small, vocal minority with a stake in this,
right,
to fight back against the massive majority saying, we see right through this. You're trying to sell us basically what you said, like a multi-level marketing scheme in the form of a digital asset. And we see right through this. You have to stop. It's not hate. You have to stop doing this. And it hurts the environment on top of it. So it's like it's a double whammy. And
it's just, you can't, every time there's something announced like this, it inevitably falls apart or news comes out. Like with this, the voiceverse NFTs, it was found that they were using someone else's programs. They basically stole code to generate their demo voices.
Sure.
And, I mean, that was brought to Troy Baker's attention, and he hasn't said anything. His last update was January 14th, which was the day after it. He hasn't said anything since, and it's just a bunch of mealy-mouthed bullshit. I always want to be part of the conversation, even if it sometimes finds that I'm in the midst of a loud one. Appreciate you all sharing your thoughts and giving me a lot to think about. I'm just a storyteller out here trying to tell my story to whoever will hear it. What does that have to do with fucking NFTs? You don't need an NFT to tell your story. Hoping that I can help others do the same. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Bullshit, meaningless words. I'm grateful there are those who are passionate about their stance and not only feel safe to express that, but also have the means to do so. The hate create part might have been a bit antagonistic. Yes, it was, and it was. I have a feeling that was. They told you to say that. Hope you'll all forgive me for that. Bad attempt to bring levity. Anyway, feel free to resume the conversation or not, as you please. I appreciate those with truth showing it, those with support offering it, and those with anger doing their best to express with it. But he doesn't say anything about whether or not he's still going to do the NFTs.
Voiceverse, which is, I guess, the contract he has with these folks, and these are all dropping at the end of the month, these voice NFTs. They put out a lengthy statement on the 14th, probably in response. We first developed this idea with the goal of providing everyone with a voice in Web3 and fun new ways to personalize your avatar by adding a voice component to it. Then just sell a voice component without NFT.
Yes.
Sell a fucking voice pack. You can't do that. You need it to be an NFT. You need to add this weird marketplace to this shit that uses a ton of energy. Like Ian says, all this shit with the games, you don't need the NFT tech to do this stuff.
No, and there's a reason why this sort of stuff like transferring of skins between games has never been done before, because it's a fucking logistical nightmare.
They're claiming that we're going to fully license and gain explicit written permission from the voice actor on the usage rights of the voice NFT. Voice actors get an upfront guarantee to make sure their labor is properly compensated, much higher than any union rate. The voice actor receives royalties on all secondary sales of the voice NFT, of which we take 0%, but they make their money on the first go, on the fucking auction whenever they start doing this shit, providing it. The voice actor can choose whether to associate their identity with the voice that they provide. Many voice actors, in fact, choose to provide a completely new fictional character voice to Voiceverse. Okay, so they're going to create a marketplace for fucking voice modules in order to use in the potential fucking metaverse. Is that what, like, in this fucking non-existent plane of digital existence? That's basically what this is.
Yeah.
That we don't know, like, what specific place I'm going to right now. Like, what?
And what do people think like NFTs do? Like you log into the metaverse and you go to the NFT section, you plug it in and it just works? No, is this a wave file? Like how does this work? What's the interface between this and the metaverse? How's this actually going to be functioning the way they're selling it? You're selling an idea now for the future with no guarantee that this is ever actually going to work.
I saw this analogy brought up to NFTs, and I should have thought of this. You remember 15, 20 years, more than 20 years ago, you can buy a star.
Oh, that analogy's been all over. Yeah. I have a star. My grandpa did that for me when I was a fucking kid. That was the 80s.
So they have these companies that you can register a star. We'll give you the location and the name. We'll put it in a registry. The problem with that was that you had multiple companies doing that, and you keep a ledger of it. What happens when those companies go out of business?
Which they did.
You don't own that star anymore if there's no official registry of that. And that's exactly what's happening. This is like buying star shit. In theory, it might be something, but unless everyone else agrees to it and it continues over time, it doesn't mean anything anymore. You'll have to agree upon it in order for your ownership to count. It has to be like legally bearing, and everyone has to agree that it's official.
You never owned that star to begin with. And as of right now, it doesn't look like you ever really own the NFT. You own the actual receipt.
Yes.
The picture? No.
No, you don't. You can buy a car from someone, but if that owner that you buy it from isn't recognized as the owner, you didn't buy the car. You stole something. You know, like that's so like it's insane. Like the whole metaverse thing with those awful Google commercials with the 4 people bopping around in the jungle. It's a fucking horrifying commercial that they stopped running. But they're looking towards this future, virtual future that like the vast majority of us aren't signed up for. And that's kind of what NFT sort of summarizes in essence. Skip past this world that we're trying to hold together for this pie in the sky virtual reality world that will probably never be adopted by even a not even a small majority, but it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So, all right. So yeah, the stake the web shit has been taken down. It looks like my NFT's gone. I would love to have seen what my NFT would have sold for, Ian. Would love to see. Is there another one? I'm gonna put it in now. Is there a second one out there? It's obviously demeaning. It's illegal activity that's happening all over the place, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue because again, there's no regulations. So that means you can do what the fuck you want.
Yeah,
and just do illegal shit. It's horrible.